What's good, YouTube? DKO here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about isolation and how I've been dealing with that in the last 2 months and my experiences with it and how it's impacted my life. So let's get into it. Being by yourself, it's never an easy journey. Like it's very hard to just really sit with your feelings and your thoughts, like with no distractions. That's the hardest part about being in isolation. Like it's definitely been something that I'm not used to. I've been very uncomfortable. Um, but you know what I mean? Once you've gone through it for a certain amount of time and once you've really experienced the thoughts of like once you face your thoughts and once you really, have I don't know, once I've like facing my thoughts, it's not as bad as I've thought. I've learned a lot about myself. Like you genuinely learn a lot about yourself being alone with your thoughts and not having not having someone in your ear constantly to feed you with opinions and all that stuff. You're really just kind of you're exposed to a lot of truth within, and you learn things that you may have never known about yourself. And I think the main reason people are scared to allow themselves to isolate and distance themselves from people and situations is because they're very scared of their own mind. They see that as a threat. And honestly, if you don't I feel like if you don't you know say one day you're going through a really hard time and you don't just be mature and face your own thoughts and, you know, face your own mind and get to know yourself, you're going to go through a lot of toxic relationships and be in a lot of toxic and bad environments because you've never had the time to learn about yourself and sit with the thoughts and sit with the traumas that you're experiencing. It's not a bad thing to, take maybe a month away from people, and it never hurts to just be by yourself sometimes and take a break from people because being overstimulated and being comfortable, that is a drug. That is a big drug, being comfortable. And when you're not when you're a very dependent person, when you're very dependent on other people's company, other people's time, when you genuinely struggle with being by yourself, you're comfortable. So that's a drug. That's not a good trait to have. Like being a codependent person, you will never experience a healthy relationship because you don't love yourself enough. You don't put yourself first. You put other people before yourself. So you will never experience a happy and healthy relationship if you're so codependent on people, things, whatever the case may be. You have to learn to sit with your own problems, sit with your thoughts, and experience life for what it is, and don't mask things because that just creates bigger problems at the end. And part of the reason I took some time away from people, I deleted Snapchat, I cut off a lot of people that I was friends with 6 months ago, is so I could really learn more about myself. I wasn't, I'm trying to be confident physically and mentally. I'm trying to better my body, I'm trying to better my life habits, I'm trying to attract more abundance. And you can't do that when you're surrounded by a lot of people. When your circle's big, you're feeding off of a bunch of other people's opinions and a bunch of people's, personalities. And it's very true. Your environment does rub off on you. If you're around, like, people who are lazy, people who have no ambition, people who are constantly toxic, you're gonna become that. That's why it's very good to, have the strength to walk away from things that, don't serve you anymore, and just take a month or two to just distance yourself from people. It's very important to do that at certain points in your life because it allows you to learn more about yourself and you will become your own individual self. You have to have a sense of self. And you can't do that when you're around a bunch of people. It's very hard and it's practically impossible if you ask me. And no, I agree. This journey is very hard. I mean, I've never had the strength to genuinely walk away from, Snapchat and delete it. I've had it deleted since February 3rd, maybe. I've had it deleted for a while, like, and it's very uncomfortable. It very is uncomfortable, but now that I've had it deleted for so long, I'm fine and I'm content without it because it was such a distraction and I hated comparing myself to other people and missing out on fear of missing out on not going to parties and such, which obviously that doesn't really matter. Like that genuinely doesn't matter. But I think people's biggest fear about being in isolation is definitely their mind. They hate overthinking. They hate thinking about not being around other people. They hate missing out on activities. They hate missing out in general. Like, FOMO is a huge factor of why people are scared to be by themselves. And it's just like you have to understand that your personal journey is all that matters. What other people are doing does not exist if you're not on social media. If you're not looking at what somebody else is doing, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter at the end of the day. Your own personal journey and your own self development and growth is all that matters. And once you've understood that, and once you can come to terms that what somebody else is doing does not matter, it does not add value to my life, it does not put money in my pockets to know and care about what somebody else is doing with their time. If you're so content with bettering yourself, being on your own self development journey, none of it will matter anymore and you will be okay with being alone. And, going to the gym, eating better, journaling, quitting nicotine, like barely ever smoking weed, like, you know what I mean? Doing taking the baby steps to better your mental health, physical health, and just self development altogether, that creates a better mind. And once you've created a better mind, a less foggy mind, um and once you're once you're trying to improve in every area of your life, that's going to trigger self-love, and having self-love will trigger you to be able to enjoy being alone, and you won't care about being alone because your own company is all that you need and more. And I used to hate being, by myself. I used to hate being in my own company because it was just like, you know what I mean? I was so insecure because an insecure person is not going to like, being by themselves. Somebody who's secure with themselves, somebody who actually loves themselves, somebody who is very confident is going to enjoy their own company. You have to get to the point in life where you'll go out to eat alone and you wouldn't give a shit about what people say about it. You have to get to the point in life where on a Friday night you're okay with reading books and going to the gym or being in nature. You have to get to the point in your life when that stuff is fun. You don't like I mean, I've been so content with being by myself the last 3 months that honestly, I rather sit at home on a Friday night, go to the gym and eat food than going to a bar and getting drunk with my friends. I honestly find that way more fun than doing that. And I mean, you have to start wanting to doing things on the weekends that are going to benefit your future. Like, I mean, especially if you want to be successful, get into things that people aren't really into, like content creation, entrepreneurship. You have to separate yourself from a lot of people because a lot of people are not on the same time as you. And wanting to be an entrepreneur, and you know, it's something. It's you're unique if you have the drive to want to be an entrepreneur. If you have the drive to want to, you know, have your own business or own something or sell something, you are a talented person. You're very talented. You have a god-given you have god-given talent that not many people are given in this lifetime. And a lot of people, are not on the same time as you, so you're naturally not going to want to be around a lot of people, and you're naturally, going to feel overstimulated being around a lot of people's energy because your energy is very unique and content because you have those god-given talents and the ability to want to work for yourself and do things that one like do things that 90% of the population isn't doing or would want to do or enjoy to do. Also, when you're in a season of isolation, you're going to be exposed to people, to the people that are actually there for you, the people that care about you, your real friends, people who have your best interests at heart. Like, I've lost so many friends being in this isolation journey because people don't reach out. I've noticed that I was the only one reaching out to these people. I'd always reach out first. I'd always check in on them. They would never text me unless I was texting them. Like, it just shows you the people that never really were supposed to be there, the people that were never meant to be in my life or who aren't meant to be in my next season or chapter in my life. Like, you know what I mean? A friendship, a relationship, it is a two-way street. You should not be the only person reaching out to somebody because if you are, that person doesn't care about you and they're not your friends. You need to cut them off ASAP because that is not somebody that you want to have around you. So, yeah, and I've probably have maybe 4 people that I talk to at least every week. Like, I don't even talk to people every day because like I said, I've just been in a state of isolation. I'm trying to enjoy my own company, learn more about myself, and focus on what is going to benefit me in the next 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, year, 2 years, and so on. I just want to focus on what's going to benefit me and get me to the successful life that I want to have and dream to have. So that takes taking time away from people and getting to know yourself and achieving things, because there are a lot of distractions, and a lot of people that I was surrounded with months ago were distractions. And you know what I mean? I've realized that. And once I've been content with knowing that these people are adding no value to my life, I'm okay with being alone. And I like it that way. And I'm okay with being alone. I don't crave relationships. I don't crave sex. I don't crave having a bunch of girls in my phone. I don't care, because no, you have to have the mindset that these people don't deserve your energy. These girls don't deserve my energy. These girls don't deserve what I have to offer. Be that person who's cocky and selfish with their energy, and your life will go so much smoother, I promise. And obviously, I probably don't have a big audience from my hometown or high school who watch me, but as many people know, I was a very popular person because I played basketball all throughout middle school and high school. I was on travel teams. Um, I transferred schools and transferred back to my home school. So like I know a lot of people, and I was very known and popular in high school. So I was that kid in high school who had a lot of friends. Um, a lot of people would talk about me. They knew who I was. I'd stand out, obviously. Um, so it was just like, you know, one of those things where I had a lot of people in my circle, and it got me to a point where I was lost. Like definitely, I'd say after junior year, from June 2022 up until November 2022, I was very lost. Like I was acting like somebody I never was. I was constantly partying. I'd smoke every single day. That was also when I quit basketball. I was surrounding myself by people who were adding no value to my life, and people who would also just talk about me. Like I didn't have people who had my best interests at heart in my circle. And that's the thing, like, obviously, everyone wants to be that popular kid in school. Everybody wants to be the person that everybody likes. But at the same time, none of that matters when you have toxic people. You smoke every day, you're lazy, you party, you don't do things that benefit you. None of that will matter. And when you graduate and walk that stage, being popular doesn't matter. Everyone's going to forget about you. Everyone's going to go about their life and their journey. None of that will matter after you graduate. So, any of you guys that are in high school who care about being that popular kid and that person that people, know and like, or you just know a lot of people, I promise you, bro, it does not matter, because I guarantee money, no one, I mean, I like it this way. No one probably ever talks about me. No one's ever like, oh, I wonder how KO's doing. Like, nobody cares after you graduate. So don't worry about it, because it's not going to matter. No one's going to remember you. And that's just how life goes. But in all honesty, though, the sooner that you can come to terms that you need to just have a moment in your life to just be by yourself and learn yourself, and, treat yourself, spoil yourself, be there for yourself when nobody else is, you are going to start to attract better things. And self love is the best love. Like, honestly, like, once you love yourself, that is the big foundation. Loving yourself is number one, because once you love yourself, you've basically have built your foundation. So once you love yourself, you can attract better people, better friends, money. Somebody in their right mind, somebody who's insecure, is not going to attract things that they would want to attract. And you are what you attract. If you've had an ex or a significant other who constantly cheats on you, is toxic, who is insecure, do look in the mirror, because you attracted that person because you do not love yourself. Because somebody who really loved themselves would not even be with somebody like that. Because the thing is, if you love yourself, you're selfish. You're not going to put up with a toxic person. You're not going to put up with somebody who's insecure, a cheater. You're not going to put up with any of that, because you love yourself, and you're selfish with your time, you're selfish with your company, and that protects you from a lot of bad and negative experiences and people. If you genuinely love yourself, when you first start talking to somebody, you're not going to ignore those red flags. You're not going to give someone the benefit of the doubt. When people show you who they are, you have to believe them, or else you're going to get hurt. And that is why a lot of relationships at, you know, the teenage age and early 20s, they fail because people hate being by themselves. They always want to be up under somebody. They always have to feel a void or fill a void. They always have to fill a void, and they're scared of their own company. And they also have a fear of missing out. They see somebody else in a happy, healthy relationship, and they're like, "Oh, I want to be like them. Why do I have to be single and by yourself? It's not your time, buddy. You have to better yourself, and it's not your time to be in a relationship. It's not your time to be in a relationship. The universe and God will send you a relationship when they feel like you're ready and when you have proven that you love yourself, you've been working on yourself and where you want to be in life. You shouldn't even want to be in you shouldn't even be in a relationship if you're not even where you want to be in life. Does that make sense to you guys? Honestly. And that's the thing too. A lot of us are too young to be chasing love and relationships. That shouldn't be the priority now. A lot of us are still in our parents' houses. We're not where we want to be in life. We're still in the midst of getting degrees or building a business, whatever the case may be. You're not where you want to be in life. So your priority right now should be fitness and honestly your career. If you don't have the career that you want, you should not be out here chasing love, and that's just the truth. Like, you know, take it how you want, but I'm telling you, like, it's a very, very small chance for the person that you're dating at from the ages 17 to 22 to end up marrying that person and being with that person for the rest of your life. It's very rare and small chance. So if you're looking at this video and you want to be in a relationship and you're sad because your friends are all in relationships and you want to be in a relationship, you're not missing out on anything but literally crying every single day, getting cheated on, getting beat, physically, mental abuse. You're not missing out on anything, I promise you, because people nowadays are unhealed and insecure and they don't love themselves, so they project all of that into a relationship. So, with that whole relationship topic, do not get into a relationship until you are exactly where you want to be in life. And when you feel like you love yourself enough to treat that person with respect and not project your traumas and your past, problems and issues and insecurities onto that person, they don't deserve that. It should be a clean slate when you get into a relationship. You should treat that person for, you know, who they are to you. That's all that should matter. But yeah, as I was talking about earlier, like another reason why people are scared to be by themselves and isolate from the world is their thoughts. And it doesn't hurt to go and get therapy and talk to somebody, a licensed profession, about how you're feeling, so they can work through that and help you through those traumas. And that also takes a strong person to acknowledge that they hate the thoughts they get. They hate what being alone does to them. It's okay to go and have a therapist. I've had one for 3 years now, and it's benefited me a lot. And I honestly don't know where I'd be mentally if I did not have my therapist to help me and just listen to my problems. Like, it does not hurt to seek help and get help. That takes a mature and strong person, and that all that does is add to your character development in a very positive way. Being isolated has also allowed me to lose 20 pounds. Like, I mean, within the span of February to May, we're in mid May, we're about to be in June. Summer is coming up. I've lost about 20 pounds, and I've honestly have not felt this confident since probably since 2021, since the beginning of my junior year. I've been very insecure with my body for a few years now. And being in that isolation mode of being by myself, I've had the time to avoid junk food and better my mental health, eat the right things, go to the gym. I've spent a lot of my time in the gym. The days that I'm bored, or I haven't, like, for example, the weekends, like on Fridays and Saturdays, I'm at the gym, like, versus 6 months ago I'd be out eating with friends or going to parties and drinking. Like, I just go to the gym now, and it's showing. It's day by day. It's really day by day, and I've this is the most confident I've been in my body for a while. And I've also been able to focus on um my skin routine. My skin has gotten a lot clearer since I've been out of that relationship, and since I've, been in isolation and cut a lot of people off. So it's definitely been doing me justice, and I'm very happy with how things are going now that, I've learned a lot more about myself. I've also learned that, you know, I don't need to be around a lot of people. I'm not a clingy person. I like to be alone. Like, I'm okay with that. I was very scared to um a few months ago and a year ago, not because I was scared of being single necessarily or I was scared of losing friends. It was more so the insecurity that I had, and more so the thoughts that I would get. I would be faced with my problems, and you know what I mean? I just wanted to be distracted. I just wanted to, you know, feel validated. And I found validation from being friends with a lot of people, no matter if they were toxic, real, or whatever the case may be. I needed that validation and to fill that void with constantly being around people. And now that I've taken the time to isolate, and I still have a lot more work to do, but now that I've taken the time to isolate and come to terms that I need to be by myself, I've learned I honestly just needed to work through my problems and face them, because if I didn't, you know, next time I get into a relationship it would be toxic, or, you know, friendships, it start to show in friendships too and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm very grateful and thankful that God has put me in a position to really get to learn myself more and love myself. And I still have a lot more work to do, but I'm falling in love with the process more and more every single day, and that's really all that matters. Also, too, it takes isolation. It takes isolation if you're wanting to go to the next level. Somebody who's about to, go to a next level or next chapter in their life, it takes isolation because they have to learn. They have to learn more about themselves, and you can't expect to grow in life if you're blessed. Literally, like for example, you can't expect to go to the next level in life if you haven't even prepared for it. That's why God and the universe will isolate you so you can learn more about yourself, so you can prepare for the blessings that they have for you to come. They're not going to bless you when you're at level 3, because when you're at level 3, you have no clue how to survive in level 4. So why would they immediately give you those blessings that you will have in level 4 when you won't be able to keep it because you're not prepared. You don't have you're not prepared. You don't have the body, you don't have the mind, you don't have the self-love to keep those blessings. So the universe is not going to give you those blessings until they isolate you. Until it isolates you and, gives you the opportunity to face your problems and learn more about yourself and prepare yourself to get to level 4. So isolation is honestly a blessing in disguise. And, for those of you who are in isolation right now, you're going to be looking back at this moment, you're going to be like, damn, VKO was right. Like, I mean, I needed this, or else if God was going to bless me with what was next to come, I wouldn't be able to keep it because I was not in the right mindset, or it just wasn't the right timing. And that's what I've said in my other videos. God's timing is the best timing. Trust his plan, trust the process, because God makes no mistakes, man. He makes no mistakes. And if you're in isolation, take that as a sign from God that you are about to experience yet what's to come, and you have good things coming your way. Do not do not worry about what other people are doing. You know, build a relationship with God, build a relationship with your body, build a relationship with your mind, better yourself, go to the gym, get into a self-care routine, get into a daily routine, keep yourself occupied and feed your mind with positive positive thoughts and positive activities, and I promise you things will go your way. And a true friend of yours, and it's okay to tell your friends, hey, I don't want to hang out. I think I need my time to be by myself. I just need to, take a little bit to, regather myself and learn things about myself and better myself. A true friend will understand that and support you. Somebody who will tell you, "Oh, you're fake. Fuck you. I don't want to be your friend anymore. You don't care about me. You're fake as fuck. You won't talk to me. You don't want to be around me." Or sees it as you cutting them off and not wanting to, you know, hang around them. That's not your friend, and that shows you that right then and there they want to feed off your energy. They don't care about your well-being. They only care about your energy and how they can benefit from you. They don't care about your feelings or none of that. So if you have someone in your circle who is like that, cut them off, cut them off, because a true friend will understand that you they will understand that you need to put yourself first, and they would want you to put yourself first because they understand, they're mature, they have knowledge, and a true friend is going to want what's best for you. So if you have a friend who is against you being in isolation or being by yourself, you got to cut them off. All right, guys, well, that wraps up the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got, a little knowledge out of that video. I really take time to put thoughts into, the videos that I post. But if you guys ever need somebody to talk to, I'm only a DM away. So, if you're ever feeling lonely and feeling like you don't have anybody to talk to, I will always, you know, try my best to be there for you guys. I love all of you guys, and I hope you guys have a blessed week. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
So now I say goodbye to the old me, it's already gone.